Picture this, January 6, 1412, a day of historical significance, marking the birth of a legend in the humble village of Domremy, France. Born into a simple peasant family, Joan of Arc's early life was unremarkable, yet her birthdate holds significance that resonates through history. The story that unfolds from this day is one of courage, faith, and extraordinary destiny. A girl born in a small village, unaware of the extraordinary path her life was destined to take. Joan, a mere child of 13, begins to experience something remarkable. She starts to have visions. At the tender age of 13, Joan began to see visions of saints and angels. She claimed to have seen Saint Michael, Saint Catherine, and Saint Margaret, who she said gave her divine guidance. These weren't fleeting glimpses or vague impressions. Rather, they were vivid, corporeal apparitions that spoke to her, instructing her to drive the English out of France and bring the Dauphin to Reims for his coronation. Yet, as you can imagine, these claims were met with skepticism and disbelief. Many thought she was delusional, or worse, a heretic. However, Joan remained steadfast in her faith. She was unyielding, unapologetic, and utterly convinced of the veracity of her visions. She believed with every fiber of her being that she was chosen by God for a noble purpose. Her faith was not blind, but rather, it was a faith born out of experience. A faith that was tested and challenged at every turn. She faced ridicule, scorn, and even the threat of violence. But she never wavered. She never doubted the truth of her visions or the mission they had set her upon. These visions set the stage for Joan's extraordinary journey, a journey guided by divine intervention. From a shepherd girl to a warrior, Joan's transformation was nothing short of miraculous. Imagine, a mere peasant girl born in the small village of Domremy, France, rising to become a leading figure in the 100 Years' War. Joan's story is a testament to the power of faith and conviction, and it's in this chapter of her life that Joan truly becomes the Maiden Warrior. Joan's involvement in the 100 Years' War was not by mere chance. She claimed that visions of saints and angels guided her, urging her to take up arms and fight for the rightful King of France against English domination. Now, this wasn't a time when women were seen on the battlefields, let alone leading armies. But Joan was no ordinary woman. She donned male attire, a practical choice for a warrior, but a move that was also symbolic. It was a clear message that she was not to be underestimated. Now imagine the scene. The French army, battered and demoralized, under the leadership of a 17-year-old girl. It sounds like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? But Joan's belief was so strong, her presence so inspiring, that she managed to rally the troops, instilling in them a newfound sense of hope and determination. They followed her, not out of obligation, but out of faith in her divine mission. This brings us to the Siege of Orleans, a turning point in the 100 Years' War. The city had been under siege for months, its people desperate and losing hope. But with Joan at the helm, the French army managed to lift the siege in just 9 days. 9 days. This was a significant victory, not just strategically but also symbolically. It was proof that the French could stand up to the English, that they could fight back and win. Joan, a beacon of hope, led the French to a significant victory, cementing her place in history. This victory wasn't just Joan's, it was a victory for all of France, and it was this victory that truly marked Joan's transformation from a shepherd girl to the legendary Maiden Warrior. Joan's triumph was short-lived. Captured by the enemy, she faced a trial that would seal her fate. In May of 1431, Joan found herself ensnared in the clutches of her adversaries, the Burgundians, who sold her into the hands of the English. The English, eager to discredit Joan and the Dauphin she had served, put her on trial for heresy, a charge that carried the death penalty. The trial was a far cry from a fair or just proceeding. It was politically motivated, a desperate bid to undermine the legitimacy of the Dauphin by discrediting his divine champion. Joan was tried in an ecclesiastical court where the Bishop of Beauvais, Pierre Cauchon, a man with strong English sympathies, presided over the proceedings. The deck was stacked against Joan from the start. She was denied legal counsel, a basic right even by the standards of the day. The court was filled with pro-English clergy, and the trial was conducted in Latin, a language Joan, a simple peasant girl, did not understand. Despite these odds, Joan displayed remarkable courage and tenacity. When questioned about her visions, she defended them with conviction, refusing to recant her claims. She maintained her belief that her voices were of divine origin, sent to guide her in her mission. Her steadfastness, however, did not sway her captors. In the end, Joan was found guilty of heresy, primarily due to her cross-dressing, as she had donned male military attire during her campaign. This was seen as a direct violation of the church's teachings. On the morning of May 30th, 1431, Joan was led to the marketplace of Rouen. There she was burned at the stake, a 19-year-old girl meeting a fiery end. But even in death she displayed an unyielding spirit, calling out the name of Saint Michael, her heavenly guide, as the flames consumed her. Joan met her end at the stake, but her spirit was never extinguished. Her legacy lived on. Centuries have passed, but Joan of Arc's story continues to inspire. Nearly 5 centuries after her death in 1909, Joan was finally exonerated by the Catholic Church, clearing her name of the charges of heresy that had led to her execution. 20 years later, she was canonized, forever immortalized as Saint Joan of Arc. Her legacy has since permeated popular culture, from literature to film, symbolic of courage, faith, and defiance against oppressive forces. She has been adopted as a figurehead by various political and social movements. Feminists laud her as a powerful female figure in a male-dominated world, nationalists see her as a symbol of French resistance, and the devout admire her unwavering faith in the face of adversity. Joan of Arc, a simple shepherd girl turned warrior, turned martyr, continues to echo through the ages, a testament to courage, faith, and the power of conviction.